Hi,
Hey, what's up?
how you doing?
Doing all right. Yeah, just enjoying the weekend. How's
That's
things
always
going for
good.
you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah. Yeah, thanks for
Perfect.
inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. How's your weekend going so far?
Pretty good. It's been a little chaotic and busy, but not too bad. Can't complain.
Yeah, well, I have to congratulate you guys on the latest single, Seek and Hide, rather than Hide and Seek.
Yes. Thank you.
It's a stellar track. I mean, the from the vocals to the profound lyrics, I mean, everything is, you know, superb.
Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I really love the line, the sun doesn't rise inside a dark mind. I mean, that's just very deep and thought provoking.
Hopefully, that's my intention, I think, to make people really think, or at least to make them feel like they're not alone, um, especially during those dark times that they might feel that way. So
Yeah,
it's
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 like,
uh, it's nice to hear that back because sometimes you feel like you're screaming at the wall or something. So it's nice to get that reciprocated back to you.
yeah, I'm sure like that's the one of the greatest things about sharing, a personal song is that it also resonates with other people and or at least you have people who give you feedback on their take on the song or how it affected them.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because I recently read a press release about Seek and Hide, and I can't remember for the life of me what website it was. But of course, they had their subjective opinion about what they thought the song meant. But they mentioned that they thought it was about a relationship, which is so interesting to me because
Uh,
you know, if, at first, when I like the first few moments, I was kind of surprised by that interpretation. And then I was really grateful for that because it means that it meant something to somebody else, and maybe it meant what it needed to mean for that person in that particular moment. And to me, like I feel like as a songwriter, I did what I needed to do because it's not just how I feel about that song. Once you release it to the world, it's really everybody else's song too now. So it's if I can make somebody um, feel something and have it relate to them personally, that's like really the end goal. So it was really interesting to hear at first, and then afterwards I was like, oh, that's cool. you know
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like with Bohemian Rhapsody. As you can tell, I'm a big Queen fan. Like Freddie said he would never reveal what the meaning of the song was because he felt like it would kind of ruin another person's interpretation of it.
Very true. Yeah.
But
And
I'm
it's
kind of
like,
like, oh, I want to know what it meant to him.
right. It's funny, and usually, like, for me, I'm very open. Like, my heart is on my sleeve, and if you ask me, it's like blah 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 blah, like blurt it all out. But at the end of the day, it's like I really want people to really delve in and find their own meaning. you know
Exactly. And I have to say, I'm really excited for you guys because you're playing the Rock Fest 2021, and I'm just reading like the entire lineup, and I'm like, I need to be at this because there's so many great bands on that
Yes, you
lineup.
definitely do. I would love to see you over there. It's gonna be a lot of fun, especially not playing for so long and finally being able to get out there and just like the energy of a live show. There's just nothing like it, and it's we're excited, to finally be able to play.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, once I started seeing these announcements for festivals and live music, I'm like, I guess we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully.
Yes.
But yeah, you guys are going to be playing alongside Queensryche, Slaughter, Joyous Wolf, Royal Bliss. I mean, hopefully you guys get to catch some of the bands.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think at least I think we're gonna be hanging around there at least on Thursday, and then depending whether or not we'll have some other shows back after that. But if we don't, then maybe we'll just stick around and just enjoy the show, you know?
Yeah. What can people expect from your set list?
It's gonna be a mixture of some old Modern Mimes, some new Modern Mimes, some that you may have heard before, and then, you know, there'll be some that like will probably be expected from those that actually follow us and have seen us before. There'll be, you know, a couple of those songs that we just kind of always play because we love the feeling of playing those songs live.
Yeah, that should be fun. Do you know how long the set list can be, or have they not mentioned to you?
I think it's an hour.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Minutes or an hour. I have to double check on that. Don't quote me on it, but I know it's a pretty good set time.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So that's exciting because it's like usually it's like, all right, 30 minutes for the smaller bands and, you know, get off the stage. So it'll be nice to actually have that time to share with the audience.
Oh, that's really cool. And you know, kind of going alongside, you know, live music, what's your favorite concert memory from like a show that you attended?
My favorite concert memory that I attended?
Right, as a fan.
As a fan? I think one of my favorites was a Candlebox show.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and they played with Cinder Road, and I think it was the last show on their tour in Fort Lauderdale. And they started like Cinder Road came on when Candlebox was playing, and they started like playing basketball. They like brought out a basketball hoop and started playing basketball while in the middle of their set, and it was just really fun. Like you could tell the guys like had a good connection with each other, and it's just like an overall just really fun, like lighthearted show. And the guys that met the guys from Cinder Road are super nice, and it was just a really good experience. Definitely.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, actually, I think Candlebox just went on tour like I think it was like 2 years ago. So it's kind of cool to see like these bands from the 90s are, you know, still touring.
Oh yeah, and it's and yeah, those guys have been on it for a long while. And actually Ernesto, who plays guitar in Modern Mimes, he actually was on tour with Candlebox in his old band.
Oh wow.
So it's funny how it like all kind of goes like full circle.
Full circle, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Are there any bands that you're currently really digging right now?
Current bands that I'm digging right now. Trying to think of like something new that I just I don't know, I find myself going back to like older stuff. Yeah,
oh yeah, same here. I've been listening to a lot of 80s and 90s music lately. I've been on like a Phil Collins binge for some reason.
Okay, cool.
I just find him like at the end of the day when I just need to relax. I don't know, his music just kind of relaxes me.
That's interesting. Yeah, I could see that. He's got like that smooth kind of tone, and yeah, I don't know. I can't think of like too many like newer artists that I'm really into, but I know I like a lot of female fronted artists because it's just, I don't know, being a female myself, there's some bias there, but it's definitely nice to support other females in the industry as well. And I really like Aurora. And
I've heard of her.
Have you heard of? Yeah, it's totally different from what we do, but it's, you know, I really have an appreciation for her voice, and just very ethereal and beautiful, and I enjoy her music.
Yeah, and I think I read that your favorite band of all time is Incubus. Is that right?
It's one of them. Yeah, it's definitely one of them. They had a pretty big influence on me, I think, in the teenage years, for sure. Yeah, listen to a lot of Incubus.
I remember seeing them a lot on back when MTV actually played music videos. I feel like they were on TRL all the time.
Yeah, definitely great songwriting, and I think that's what caught me most about them lyrically. I related a lot to what Brandon wrote in a lot of the songs, and I think it definitely has an influence into my current music as well. But yeah, it's like I try not to listen to too many other artists also, because I just want everything to come purely through me. So to be honest, and this might sound very vain, but I listen to a lot of my own band.
Ah.
Yeah, and it's just because also I feel like these messages almost they're coming from a different place. Like I almost feel like I didn't write it sometimes. Like sometimes it's like I feel like I'm speaking to me. So it's like I'm constantly listening to it and I find different meanings in it, and it's, you know, it just makes me rethink certain things, and it'll mean something to me later in a different time, and it just like helps me become a better artist, I think, like really analyzing my own work and then growing from it.
That's pretty cool. No, I can kind of see what you mean. Actually, when I was younger, back in like elementary school, I would write lyrics on a paper and put it in a folder. And not too long ago, I came across the folder and I was reading the lyrics. I'm like, I wrote this. It's like, it was kind of funny to, you know, revisit my old self. And I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know if in school you ever had to write a letter to your future self.
I feel like that's something that we might have had to do.
And then
I don't know where it is.
our teacher was like, you cannot open this letter until this day and this year. So it was it felt like a time capsule, you know, rereading stuff that I wrote a long time ago.
Nice. And are you a singer yourself, or?
Oh no, I wish. When I was younger, my friends and I, we had like a girl group, and we would write songs and record it on a tape, like a cassette tape, back in the 90s.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I'm not really a singer, so I just enjoy writing. I feel like I'm just kind of like creative in a writing sense.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's hard to come by sometimes, like good writers. So
yeah, that's why I admire musicians who really write personal lyrics that other people can relate to, and you know, they're kind of like storytellers in a way.
mm-hmm.
I think that's what kind of stands out to me about music back in the 70s, like classic rock, is because I read their lyrics, I'm like, how did they come up with this? You know, it's like a story.
And it's interesting, like now how much music has changed, and how much you know, everything around it has changed, and how we consume it too, and just it's just so different, and in some ways good, in some ways bad, of course. But it's like it's a catch-22 with like all the electronics and things that you can do to manipulate, you know, the way things sound, because I think especially in rock music, it's so important to have that soul, and when you're manipulating it so much with, you know, the digital stuff that you can do, it really like takes away from the soul. And I think that's kind of been the slow digression of rock music. Not to say that it's completely dead, but it's not thriving as much as it used to back in those times, you know. But it is what it is, you know. You try and put as much soul into, you know, your craft, and hope that it resonates with people.
Yeah, I'm just hoping, you know, the cycle will come back around to where rock music will, you know, be on top again.
Yes.
I feel like we're getting to that point. Because I read when I go on YouTube, I read the comments, and I see so many teenagers saying, "Oh, I love the music from the 70s. I hate my generation's music." So I feel like, you know, the younger generation is starting to appreciate the authenticity of, you know, real music, rock music.
Well, that's good. At least there's hope, right?
Right. So what else is next for Modern Mimes? Are you just continuing to write, and any plans to release an album or an EP?
Yes, so we are going to be releasing our third album, titled Portals, and I'm not sure on the exact date yet, but it's definitely going to be sometime this year.
That's exciting.
Yeah, yes, it's we're about almost ready to get it all together. We think we just have like one more song that needs to be mixed and mastered that we're waiting on, and then I don't know, there was talks about maybe writing one more song to add on the album. And then we got some shows coming up in May, and of course Rockfest in July. And yeah, we're just hoping like things will start to kind of go back to some sort of normal, you know, and be able to just get back out there, because it's been a really tough year for everybody, you know, and in the music industry, it's been really tough.
It's been like at a standstill. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping, you know, once it, you know, goes back to normal, it'll turn into like a whirlwind for everyone, and
hopefully, and it's
it'll just snowball, you know.
yeah, I mean, that's what we're hoping on, because it's been a discouraging year to say the least, and we've tried to make the best of it, and we've been doing like live streams every week to just kind of like keep everybody engaged and just like have a conversation, because it's a tough time, and at least, you know, we're all going through it together, and at least like, you know, those people know that they're not alone in this, and, you know,
Yeah,
come
we're all
chat
in the
with
same
us.
boat.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you just do what you can.
Exactly. But no, I'm really excited for you guys, and I'm, you know, remaining optimistic that the live music, you know, industry is gonna, you know, come back stronger than ever.
Yes, I hope so. Yeah, that's all we can do is hope and just continue to create, and yeah, the rest is history.
Exactly. Well, I really appreciate your time chatting with me.
Absolutely, anytime. Thank you so much for taking an interest in our music, and taking the time to chat with me.